Like,
well,
it's legit.
so for me is even from 90 to what did you say, 150?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think let me go pull it up. Let's take a look. Let's do some good YouTube stuff. Hey, and welcome everybody. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Let's get that out of the way quickly. What we're doing. So behind the scenes, Pat, you want to let them know? Just catch them up while I'm trying to do something.
Yeah. So we showed up a little bit early. You know, sobriety's been great for actually being productive. So here we are, 7 minutes early, right? We were talking about the Strixhaven Codex bundle, and it's a really cool looking item. And Bob was saying that he was hanging out on somebody else's stream that's part of the ambassador program, and within just mere minutes of the product being live on Amazon, boom, all gone. And now secondary market is 75 to 100% more than the original listing price. But for me, I mean, my thought on it is at $150, there's still a lot of meat on the bone if that's what it's at.
Nope.
183 plus shipping, so it's $200 out the door. I could see that being like one of those specialty items that people want.
Yeah, like it's double the price already. I don't think it's FOMO, and I'm going to tell you what. You know, it's like the television bundles from it's like the oil slick bundles. It's like the television bundles. Once those things sell out, they don't come back.
Well, no way they're going to try and reprint something like this. I mean, the
Chocobo bundles.
The packaging is just so unique. This is a great shelf candy item. Honestly, when we first started looking at this, it was one of the things that made me attracted to the items in this set. You know, most of the recent things we've seen, Turtles, great example. You know, they went all out because it was a Universes Beyond. But what they didn't do was give you an interesting slew of products. Okay, cool. We got Turtle Team Up. That's not really unique at this point.
The bundle had a minute, but it's dropped hard. That pizza bundle. But I didn't want the pizza bundle for the same reason. I should probably grab this to show you exactly why. So I'll be right back. I'm going to grab, show and tell.
Yeah. So with what they've got for Strixhaven here, I mean, we've got all of the 5 schools, the knockoff Harry Potter stuff. So you're getting a whole slew of decks, which is great. You've got this Codex bundle, which is a very interesting, certainly going to be a collectible product. And along with that, you've got your regular play booster boxes and your collector stuff. So I think Strixhaven, honestly, as another in-universe set, has got a great chance for it. Oh, so, wait, what mistake you got there in your hands, Bob?
Okay, so here's my concern with like the pizza bundles, because until you get it in your hands, you can't tell what the caliber of the
packaging materials,
the box that they're going to put it in is. Yeah. So if you look, you see that's how it arrived. That's never a good sign for this, scene bundle thing. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but I think you can up in that corner there.
Oh,
it's already jacked. You know what I'm saying? So like as a shelf candy type of product, which is what the pizza bundle is going to be. And the pizza bundle is supposed to be in this orientation. You can see like look at even on the bottom there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It's certainly got some, shipping issues
in that product is like, I don't have to put much pressure at all. So you stack a few of these on top of each other and you're going to have some crushing issues, right? Which is my concern for the pizza bundle. I don't know how solid it is, right? Maybe it's solid enough to withstand
it. What you've got there, the scene bundle, I can imagine that some of the air quote intended use for that is to pop it open, to set up the easel, put the cards on it, make the scene or whatnot. With the pizza bundle, I don't know if that is supposed to be more air quote shelf stable. Maybe if it's going to be something that could pack better because they expect it's not something you're going to open up. For Lorcana, I've got that Ursula's head-to-head challenge kind of thing. It's surprisingly rugged. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
It's got some weird shape to it. So
the
it's not
problem
perfect,
is you can't really fit play mats in there. Like I had a custom one printed off.
Oh, yeah.
You could only put it's just a little bit too small, maybe by an inch or two. Like they should have made it like an inch bigger in each direction. At least that's what she said. But it should have been a little bit larger to accommodate, but the quality of it, to your point, is high enough quality that you don't have to worry about the safety of your cards and products inside of it.
Well, and speaking of high enough quality, if you guys out there in the audience are enjoying us and think that we are high enough quality to enjoy a like, go ahead, hit that like button. And if you want to get some more from us, why not subscribe? We do this show every single week. And for members, we actually do at least 30 minutes after this show. So for the low price of $1 a month, you can get 2 extra hours.
Well, and if you really want to go that extra mile, please go ahead and share the show links with your social media accounts. Every person that comes in, the better. But one of the things, speaking about the quality of the boxing product or the boxes themselves, I don't know if you caught that review that Jake did of the Turtle team up, and he was saying that he really was surprised by the quality of the box that it was in. The only thing that looks a little weird is it looks like it's got about an inch gap above the cards, which I'm not a huge fan of that. I think that leads to potential crushing issues, if you will. But it looked like it was really sturdy quality, kind of like you would get from a regular board game if you have board games around your house. The boxes that those are in, and that's pretty decent. That's not crush proof, but they're crush resistant. So I'm a little worried about the pizza bundle. I'll be watching to see if people, when they open it, talk about. I have yet to see anybody open a pizza bundle.
Yeah, I don't think I have, or even the Turtle team up stuff. Which
I've seen the Turtle team up.
Mine just got shipped, so should be seeing that in the next week or so.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do a thing with DJ Longhair. Yo, what's up, Hillbilly? I think DJ Longhair is going to get his this week for the Turtle team up, and so I'm going to need to run over to your house there, Matt, and pick that up because I'll need to have one of the decks from inside of it. We're looking for a fourth. Are you planning to crack your Turtle team up, or are you going to keep it sealed, Pat?
Yes, I do plan on opening it.
So if you want, I think there's a spot for one more person. I'm not sure.
Yeah, depending on again, living where I do, shipping's always an issue. But if that does wonderfully come in on time, yeah, that would be an enjoyable outing.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to do that on a stream. And I do think we need to see more cooperative gaming within Magic. I would like to see that be a much heartier venue in the Magic community. I think it might force them to change card design, though. Clearly, a lot of the cards that we abuse, I don't think they design them that way with the thought of putting it in a format. Like they're supposed to be a penalty.
That's one of the interesting things. I was watching something on some supposed upcoming people kind of just shooting the breeze, talking about the Legends rule and how it was slowly changed over the years in Magic the Gathering, and with what has happened with some of the recent Universes Beyond sets, just the incredible amount of legendaries we've seen, and not just at like rare, which we didn't have mythic back when Magic first started. Right. They didn't really have rarities on the cards even. Aside from that, mythics are the best commanders you can pretty much have, and then a rare commander. Now they have uncommon and common legendary creatures, and with how the draft environment is set up, it often neuters your decks. It limits some of the things that you can do with the new product. That's something that people are running into with Turtles. So even if you have 4 cards of a legendary type in your deck, which you're allowed to do in standard, you can't put them all out. Rarely is it a great thing to have that enter the battlefield and death effects on your own cards. So there has been some scuttlebutt about possible changes to the Legends rule. And how cards have been made for the last couple of decades for Magic the Gathering definitely balances the power of Legends. So changing that rule in any way definitely will affect that. And what we've seen with Commander Raids and possibly with Turtle team-ups is the cards were, again, designed in a certain frame. And now that they're changing the bounds of what a Magic the Gathering game is, we could definitely see a revitalization like we have in Commander Raids with some of those cards if they keep developing these cooperative formats, which I enjoy playing with you guys and some of the audience as well. We've got a pretty lively Discord server for that cooperative format that we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. You've got my mind taking back to the day when legendaries, like I came into Magic right when they first came out, because Legends was the very first pack that I bought. So people really didn't know a lot about legendary cards, legendary creatures. And the way that it was originally, I don't know if you know how that worked, but it wasn't just that you could only have one in play.
It was
there could only be one in play globally.
Yeah,
all right, time. Thanks for being here, buddy. So you would actually use that, right? That people would put out their nickel bullets, and you go, haha, here's my nickel bullets.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's the last one to hit that would stay on the battlefield. That being the case, could be more removal. I don't know why they changed that legendary rule that way. Maybe due to Elder Dragon Highlander, or I don't know. I don't remember when they actually made that change. So I'm sure it had to have something to do with Commander, so that people could have the same commander around the table. So, but I think what you were getting at
was part of it. Yeah. I was watching the Command Zone. They had a phenomenal episode. It was just over 3 hours, I think, but they went through every single set Magic the Gathering has put out, 2-minute timer on each set. What's the card you vote is best for Commander? And yeah, I gotta say, if you have the time, absolutely worth it. The discussion, even though it's so short, because of that, it's quite pointed, and often they bloviate their conversations and it's just not worth listening to. But because of that time frame, going through every single set, wow, what a great review of Magic the Gathering, and how often in the newer sets it was these legendary creatures, whereas, like you were saying, for so many years in Magic the Gathering, it wasn't one of the most important things. It wasn't something they even had, legendary creatures.
But oh crap, I lost my train of thought there. Legendary creatures. Oh well. At any rate, that's part of getting old, folks. Lost my train of thought. Oh, it was the turtle with the legendaries. From what I hear, the problem is that there are so many legendaries in the turtle set that drafting, they ended up with a fistful of legendaries. Basically, their deck was full of legendaries.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the pace was off with their play, because they're kind of forced into drafting a bunch of legendaries, right?
Right.
And you can only have one of them out there at a time. So it was a little problematic that they had so many legendaries in the set.
Oh yeah, especially because as you're going through in a draft environment, commons are more common, uncommons are a little less common, rares and mythics are quite less common. So you're still going to see at uncommon and common those legendary creatures, which in those environments for drafting, like we've seen even doing our box breaks, you stack your decks with those. I mean, those great druid, that dumb looking tree, 0/4, yeah, but great in my new deck there. So by having 4 or 5 of those, yeah, absolutely. But if they were legendary, there goes all the utility. Like it being such a low costing creature, which is where you fill your commons and uncommons at. It's going to be difficult if they continue treating certain cards this way. But then again, what else? Making a creature card
painting yourself into a corner, Pat. That's what they're beginning to do.
Yeah. They're designing themselves into a big issue, to say the very least. Let us know what your thoughts on it in the comment section down below.
Love you too, Sherry Vegas. And I agree that they're having problems with the design space. And one of the things, I was on DJ's show Thursday that they were talking about is that they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't with the set anymore, with the speed with which they're coming out with the sets now. And there was a little bit of fear that with the upcoming Universes Beyond sets that they won't quite have the same allure as the Lord of the Rings set, because that was designed to be in modern. It was a straight to modern set, which gave it a little bit more room for a bit more power with the cards. And so now they run into this issue. If they don't want to beat the reprint engine to death to put value in to attract people to buy sets at ever increasing prices, then they have to increase the power level of the cards. The problem is every set goes straight to standard, so you're really hosing standard by this incessant power creep, right? That every set has to be slightly more powerful than the last to encourage people to buy it more. And it's it's a problem that many video games face. Only video games have the wonderful option of Diablo with seasons, or Path of Exile with seasons, or with World of Warcraft where it's a new expansion and you can
there's also
change the
more
game.
breathing room. I mean, this year is what, 7 sets? You don't even get 2 months between a release.
Nope, about 7 weeks, right?
I mean, an early access game that puts out an update every 2 months is on a pretty solid roadmap. Like, you don't see that with Grand Theft Auto, like Red Dead Redemption 2, when that was still hot off the press. It wasn't getting updates every 2 months. Hot fixes are one thing, but it's not putting out new content,
right,
like Magic the Gathering does. It's a completely incomparable pace, and it just is getting more and more.
Well,
so
this is the first year where every set is in standard, though, and I think that's part of where that's kind of what I was referring to when we were talking about designing themselves into a corner, painting themselves into a corner, is that by changing everything to being in standard, you're now radically affecting the standard format. Whereas even just 2 years ago, even if you had 7 sets, like maybe one was a commander set, one was a modern set, and then you had 4 or 5 standard sets, which was still kind of breakneck, but you had a little bit more breathing room for the different formats. But now everything being shoved into standard, you have no breathing room in standard. Like, I would never play standard.
How much it's affecting the price for some of these standard decks as well. As you move on to the next set, the stock of some of these cards and the sealed products themselves, which is where the cards are coming out of, are going to get just repriced moving along as the sets do. So now that standard's 3-year rotation, it's going to be more and more difficult to get some of those cards.
5 for foundations.
Yeah. So
I just don't really want to go down that rabbit hole. Like, I don't think either of those is a good call.
Oh, yeah, agreed. So I think we are quickly approaching the point where we want a reprint set just to have a bit of breathing room for the folks in standard.
But not if the reprint set's going to go straight to standard.
No, it's true, though.
So you're not really asking for a reprint set, which really people want for all the cards they didn't get. But anybody who has cards has been around for a little bit. You don't want the reprint sets. They just absolutely make you sad in the pants for any card you reached out and bought, right? It just destroys your value for buying them.
I mean, I don't really buy particularly expensive cards. I can't even think.
But there's a lot of people out there who do. Like, I didn't buy any jeweled lotuses on the single market or even mana crypts, right? Yeah. And so it doesn't hurt me that much that, they got banned and they're not out there. But the same thing happens when you buy reprints, which is why I bought those 3 Crater Hoofs when it was down at like $10 to $13 a piece. And it's unfortunate for those people who just, maybe 2 or 3 months prior or 6 months prior dropped $40 on a Crater Hoof because that was the market price.
Yeah.
And it really makes people once bitten, twice shy about dropping any money in the secondary market, thereby killing value. They're creating a skittish market is what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I can certainly be sympathetic to that. Having, I think at one point 15 Ice Age Mystic Remoras, yeah, when they announced the reprint of that, wasn't loving what my like binder value was, but that's also not one of the most important things to me. It's honestly quite back burner to having access to more cards. I think if I were to hear an announcement for an early 27 reprint set, I'd be happy about it because there are a couple of cards I would want to scope out. Don't get me wrong, it'll negatively affect the level of my sliver deck, right? The price point of that's going to go down in some aspect. But then again, I'm probably going to trade out a basic land, something, one of the crappy tap lands I have for something better if things are cheaper. I would like if the what proving grounds and all that stuff from Nuka Penna, the not triumphs, like to see those come around again. Shit,
Well,
even triumphs.
here's the thing. So I try not to speak from like my personal perspective. I try to encapsulate as many of the different parts of the market as I can. And I think everybody already understands the game piece army standpoint. Those that don't have much money, they want to get all the cards, right? However, they're the ones that you hear crying the most when they had pulled a super pooper card, right? And suddenly it got the reprint hit and they are now really upset because that represented a significant portion of their the value of their binders, right? You know me. Everything in my binders is kind of worth $0. Really.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, from my perspective, I'm just not selling. Not even like the ones that are hot, and I know they're only gonna be hot, like the caltrops, right? When that, I don't know if you're aware, like a few months ago, that thing when it hit, I think it was because of the Hulk announcement. Man, that jumped up to like a $40 card. I have 18 copies of it. And I took them out of my binder and I went down to like put them up on the thing, and I'm like, nah, I don't care. And now they're down around like, I don't know, I think like $8 or something, $6 to $8 or something. But so really, I just don't pull the trigger. So me personally, that's not where I'm speaking from. But I think it's dangerous in a collectible card game to not preserve the values that you're trying to create. You're de-incentivizing people to actually collect things, right? They don't want to hold on to them. They've created a market. And tell me that my impression of the market, by and large, for the people that are cracking packs, is crack the pack, get it to market immediately before it loses value. And that's not healthy, in my opinion.
I mean, we've talked to some content creators that do like pack opening channels, and that's one of the biggest touch points that when you talk behind the scenes is about how we source product. Is one of their qualms about how we do things differently is that speed. They want to have that quick connection so that they can get that product as soon as possible. And I mean, for me, it's having gone to some pre-releases as early as possible, right? You get those cards. You can't list them on TCG Player unless you're like a legitimate store. Like you have to take a picture of the front of your store, some stuff like that, right? Yeah, I'm not that guy. So for most people, you can't even do it unless you have some retail location that you're working with or from.
Well, you can do it. It's just it's already started the race towards that, down, it's a bobsled, man. It's heading downhill fast. And that is a shame because that is what the prevailing idea is with cards. And it kind of is mind-boggling to me that people are so excited about, hey, let's crack packs. Hey, Solar God, let's crack packs. And oh, yay, I got a big hit. Let me sell it.
I'm definitely guilty of that. And I've got a pile of cards over here. And every time I walk past them, I keep thinking, I should have gotten rid of those. Now they're just worth less. Not worthless, just worth less. And
that's what I'm saying is and the reason that they're worth less is because of this concept of get rid of it while it's hot because it's going to get reprinted.
And speaking of while it's hot, hey, Matt. I tried. Hey, and thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Solar God, Sherry, Time Capsule was here for a way. I don't know if Hillbilly's here, but hey, man, it's been a while.
Hey, I'm enjoying the conversation either way. Now, hopefully you are too out there. If you're just tuning in and you haven't done so, go ahead, hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell icon. And if you're really a high achiever, go ahead and subscribe or become a member. Not subscribe, become a member. Do both.
Yeah, right. Click all the buttons.
Do all the things with the stuff with the YouTubes and help us out and all that stuff. That'd be great. I'm low quality product. Oh boy, I need to like snap that, Benson.
Speaking of,
I'm a white trash. I'm a white trash skank, and you're low quality product.
I've been playing a whole bunch of Schedule 1. It's like a drug dealing simulator, and man, low quality product indeed. If super fun game, I just mean that I'm slinging the cheapest of dope to these suckers. Yeah, trailer park trash.
Got wrecked on the Spider-Man gift bundle.
Got wrecked.
No offense, but kind of. You know, what did you expect?
I mean, you gotta hope, especially with the collector pack in there.
It's not a particularly valuable set.
There's
not a lot of value. It's pretty much the Soul Stone or bust.
I think there's some of those fancy like fractured foils or alternate art things that people got, you know.
If you get super duper lucky on the one collector pack in there.
Oh, it's funny. I was watching Tolarian Community College. He was doing his booster box game, and it was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collector booster box game at that. I think pack 1, he got a $200 card and just threw everything right out of whack. And he kind of freaked out because he knew it was an expensive card.
Oh,
now you're back.
Jesus.
There he is.
I've been talking this whole time. And by talking, I mean I've said one sentence and I thought you guys could hear me, but you couldn't because NVIDIA Broadcast decided it don't want to work. It says it needs to be updated.
Okay.
Well, it's great to hear from you, Matt.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, God, he's updating it now. We're not going to hear from him.
I'm not updating it.
Yeah, in case you need us to address it, this is your opening to speak, Matt. Go for it.
I'm here. I don't know. For whatever reason, my camera won't work.
Good news. I'm almost done with my invocations set.
Oh, dear.
Well, that's cool. I like to see people that are still collecting in a... All right, how far are we? In a fucking collectible card game. So many people just don't collect anymore. Not really. What Solar God just put there is that he actually is legit collecting those things. I like seeing that. And I don't care if you're like, oh, what was his name? Oh, man. The guy that was collecting every basic land. He was trying to collect one of every basic land. When I first started, I can't remember his name now. But I enjoyed watching him weekly, fill a basic common, who knows, Lorwyn, forest that he put it, got to fill a hole in his collection. And I enjoyed watching that. Ooh. The problem I have with the invocations is that they're just so damn hard to read.
Bruh, man, I didn't know that they were in English for the longest time. Legitimately, years went by from being exposed to this product line that, I didn't know these were in English. And then, somebody pointed out at one, it says creature right here. And I was like, mind blown.
I have one. Can you pull it up? It is Unearth. Is it Unearth? No, that doesn't sound right. Nope. Not Unearth. Oh, damn it. I'll have to go look. It's the Unearth effect. What the fuck is that? Entomb. That's it. Entomb.
Give you $2 for the Spider-Man gift bundle box, just the box. Well, and the shipping's gonna be like $10 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. See, there you go. It costs more to mail it to you. Yeah.
So if you have
some of these look cool, but yeah, to your point, the difficulty in reading them, that's the whole reason I don't mess around with Phyrexian cards, because you can't read what thing says. This I can work with, okay, at least the text box and the casting costs, that's legible enough. This is like the finest of lines that they're towing right here. But with the Phyrexian stuff, goddamn, you have to look up what the card does every single time. And I don't play Spanish cards because my Spanish is decent, but not good enough to be able to read the rules text.
So here we go. I truly didn't even know that this was in English.
I mean, the title's not like the
no, the title is.
Yeah, the title is.
Oh, it's
yeah, this is Entomb.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. I didn't even realize. Well, and look at instant.
Well, it has windings on the left and the right of it, so like it's kind of right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, well, this is not helpful whatsoever. And the set symbol is on this card too, on the right-hand side.
Sure, but also the type card it is. The typo line is in there.
Yeah.
Instant.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know where to look, you can read it.
But that's what I'm saying. I didn't know where to look when I first opened it. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Solar God 03 says they're going to be listing their complete set of Double Masters etch foil on eBay. Oh boy, what's that going to be? Like the pricing on that? There's some really tasty cards in there.
$4.50.
Yeah.
$2.50.
3 packs of Trident layers.
So this was my point with the invocations is while they're neat looking, it was just no, I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as the masterpiece, which I have exactly one masterpiece from Kaladesh as well, which is the Painter's Servant.
I liked those a heck of a lot more.
Kaladesh.
Well, let's see if we can.
They just had like a really cool look to them, real fancy. That like steampunk stuff, but more magic inspired.
Dude, I would love for them to do a steampunk set, and I don't think it's too far outside the bounds of like a magical, mystical world to be steampunk. I mean, they did 80s horror.
Oh yeah, they're right off the fucking rails at this point. We just had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set. Like, I don't think it's that weird to do a steam powered set. Like, New Capenna definitely was already over the line. Like, they were running around in race cars and had like magic guns and whatnot. Yeah, I think that it would be absolutely fine.
Wait, what was the drug in that thing that wasn't a drug? The drug that's not a drug? In New Capenna.
The drug is not a drug.
I want to say it's not taint. It's
it's
come on,
like
somebody in the audience help us out here. 8 more billion cents for copies of Morbius. I don't even know what that means, Benson. I don't. But thank you for being here.
Halo.
There it is. That was it. You looked it up.
Typed in New Capenna MTG drug, and that's what came up.
Yeah, this is the only
those look cool to me.
What are these called? Masterpieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one that I have.
I mean, fancy filigree. They're all shiny and stuff.
Oh, it's really pretty looking, like in person.
Yeah, as long as they stay
flat. When we opened it, because I opened it with my daughter, I was like, whoa. Because I bought like 15 of those gift bundle boxes back in the day. The Kaladesh blue ones, the Christmas holiday bundle box, which I store a bunch of my cards in now. And they had 5 packs in each, I want to say. So we were pretty lucky. We got one out of, what is that? We did one box. So we got one booster box and then 15 of the gift boxes that had 5 packs each. So that's what? 75 packs there. So about 3 boxes worth. And we hit a Painter Servant. So
solid. Yeah. I had heard that the drop rates for those pull rates, right?
About 1 in 4 boxes.
I thought it was 3 to 6. So yeah, right in that same range.
Mm-hmm. And I loved that model. I would love for them to return to that, and not in every set either, right? Like I think that's perfectly fine to do.
Well, that's what they are doing. It's just with collectors instead. So it's 2 to 3 times as expensive, and
2 to 3,
like 3 times.
How about 4 to 5?
Yeah, and less cards. Just lots and lots of less cards.
Yeah. That was,
but luckily it dilutes the pool of foils so that it's surprisingly oftentimes less valued cards if it's foil. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a fortunate thing, man. It's foils are supposed to be a specialty thing, but they're not. So, Strixhaven, we're already on to it, right? We're already beyond the turtles.
It comes up fast, doesn't it? MTG Secrets of Strixhaven. When is this coming out? It will be April 24th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we've got 6 weeks.
All the movie poster cards. I'm not sure which ones you're talking about. I know there was like the Beast of Burden one. Huh?
Probably from Lord of the Rings.
I don't think those are movie poster cards. Those are just blacklight poster cards.
No, they're movie poster cards. I don't know. That's what people are calling them. Maybe they're not official.
Well, there's also some of the like secret lair ones.
Yeah, there are secret lair ones like the Beast of Burden and the ones that we were excited about. What we thought was going to be double feature, and then they completely pooped themselves on that one. Yeah, there were movie poster. Yeah, the ones from Innistrad. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Yeah, okay. So those are the ones you're talking about, not from they're the poster art ones from Lord of the Rings, not movie poster. And those are like the black, you probably don't know nothing about those. You're too young. But back in the 80s, you had like these kind of, and 70s maybe, felt blacklight poster posters that you would get of like Led Zeppelin and all these different bands and stuff. And they had that weird psychedelic
sitting near like a lake's edge or something. Yeah.
It was, it was a thing. I don't think I ever had any. They never appealed to me. Like I wouldn't want black light on in my room all the time. That's just kind of disconcerting and weird.
Yup.
Not that I wasn't, high a lot of the 80s. I was for sure, but didn't need to have psychedelic posters. That wasn't a thing for me.
Well, speaking of all the different colors that you get in Psychedelia, we are getting 5 full decks for Strixhaven. Secrets of Strixhaven.
They look like they're dual colors apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the whole school thing again. And there's 5 different pre-release kits again. So, Bob, if you're trying to collect the dice, boy, you're fucked on this one. Yeah.
They'll be like $2 when the set comes out. They don't really hold a good value.
No, you just got to buy them all. It doesn't count unless you pull them. Yep, that's what I've been told.
I believe that's a good way to sell more product. No, I don't.
And then you've got the draft night box. You've got the regular bundle. You've got the codex bundle, play boosters, collector boosters. I was surprised, in all honesty, guys, that they didn't just do the whole 9 and also do Jumpstart. But maybe they just did not have room on this page.
It's just a regular set. There's surprisingly little hype for this. Haven't seen like any movie scenes. Like, when was the last time we got the Jim Henson one for Lorwyn?
Yeah, that was actually really quality.
Doesn't appeal to me, but I get it. Sure, at least they did something. I applaud that. But I didn't see one for the Ninja Turtles.
No, I don't think they had anything for the Turtles. Probably just
God. We haven't even begun to talk about the next set when I don't think it's official. Official release for TMNT was yesterday, right? Hey, don't forget tonight. You're losing an hour, my friends. That's right. You got to get back to work Monday 1 hour earlier.
Oh, sweet. That means my shift is an hour shorter.
I don't like it because I lose an hour of sleep.
Sucks for you.
Yes, it does.
Not everybody's a winner.
Sleeping problems anyway, so it's sort of whatever. And luckily, all my electronics do it magically. So it's just, oh, hey, my kitchen's different than my living room.
Yeah, but the unfortunate part is that the sun wakes me up anyways, right? So,
I use blackout curtains. I never see the sun. It's great.
I have blackout curtains, but you still see a little bit. It still comes through. That doesn't go through the curtains, but it'll like reflect off the inside of the curtains on the wall, and you can tell that the sun's coming up. But no, so Strixhaven, I'll kind of give my 2 cents worth, and maybe let you guys cue off of that. For both Strixhaven and superheroes so far, I'm going to take a page from the book of Matt, and Matt said originally with Spider-Man, and it kind of pooped on my parade, to be honest, when he looked at actually, this product right here, he's like, yeah, those cards aren't very good. And I mean, he's right, and they're not worth shit, and they're not very strong. And the set itself ended up being very meh for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But we've said it before on many occasions with sets that are upcoming, they tend to lead with their best foot forward. Look how far out in advance they told us about the Lorwyn Bitter Bloom Bearer, right? One of the better cards in the set. They were leading with the stuff that was the heavy hitters to kind of generate buzz as far out as possible. I don't know about you guys, but nothing really from the Strixhaven that's been spoiled, and we can go through that if you want, is turning my head, and neither is what I've seen so far from Marvel superheroes. I'll let you guys cue off that.
I think it is okay so far, and I don't think they always lead with their best card forward. They've definitely snuck in some cards that they didn't even mention. They just like randomly show up on Scryfall, and I'm like, I didn't see nothing about this card. It was opened. It was so late. It felt like. But I mean, it depends. I don't know. The set seems fine. We'll see.
I think it's interesting that, and I'm just looking through what they have on the Wizards page now.
Go ahead and pull it up.
The Talisman cycle is coming through again.
I like one of those arts.
You're talking about for Strixhaven, but I think those are like specialty in the Codex bundles.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I don't think those are going to be part of the regular set.
The Codex bundle looks interesting. Some kind of new collector's edition.
A little bit. Yeah, it's only in Codex bundles. Yeah.
So
Soul Rang.
Can't even get your hands on them, and cool. They're going to come out with talismans that won't really be.
Yeah, these will probably be expensive. These will probably be $10 a piece more.
Hear me out. What if you just printed your own cards and you didn't have to worry about the value of the cards?
Boom. See, there you go. I like how you're thinking.
The game the way it is.
But then it's no longer a collection.
Who cares?
But see, you that take I don't like, because that is purely just from the game perspective. It is not a collectible.
You don't need to have value. Why does it have to have value? I don't understand.
Because it's a fucking collectible.
But it doesn't have to be. Why does it have to be?
What? They market it as a collectible.
Well,
literally.
Yeah, but it's also that they put it as a trading card game. So there's like a huge game aspect to it. If there wasn't
technically it's a trading card game, not a collectible card game. I don't know. I just don't. I can understand that like it's been marketed this way for 30 years, so why change it now? But at the same time, I just we're always so concerned about the value of the cards like meaning something, and at the end of the day, if you just take that away, you just enjoy the fucking game the way it is.
And and if that ends up happening and they become worthless cards that are just the same as what you print on a printer, the game will die. Period.
Maybe.
The only reason you have all these YouTube channels and people tuning in even to Magic or Pokemon has to do with the financial value, not how cool of a game it is. Because there's a shit ton
I agree with you there. But
there's a shit ton of cool card games out there that have absolutely no presence on YouTube.
But I think to Matt's point, it's all about how we decide to interact with it. Like if you don't want to care about what the value
if that
of your
were
deck
true,
is,
then
well,
boxes should be $400
like,
a piece.
When I have a proxy deck, the value of my Edric deck is very high. That is a very valuable deck. Even though I can't sell a single one of those cards, on the back it literally says not for sale, right? but that deck is really valuable. Like when I bring that to a table, you can't say that it's not a valuable deck. And
here's what will happen, though, if you take away the collectability aspect of it.
There is no collectability to that. That's literally
no. I'm talking about Magic to address Matt's point. Is that if you take away that collectability, if you take away the financial possibilities of the game, I'm saying the game, then you won't have $100 boxes, $500 collector boxes. There will be nothing. There will be no market. Ooh, they are going back to the Japanese. I haven't seen that before. What is that card? Oh, Stock Up?
Stock Up. It's the scroll foil.
Silver scroll foil. So you see what they did? Do you remember the controversy last time with the foil etched?
It was really difficult to read.
Right. Do you see what they did?
You couldn't see it.
I wish you could blow that up. You see how thick? Well, no, look how thick the borders are there.
Yeah.
And then go back. If you scroll up a little bit, they have the regular one. See the borders? They're really thin.
Can get them on the same? Yeah. It definitely pops more in this silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might even be like an extra layering around it.
So I think that's good. So that's something positive coming up for that.
Oh, I'm a big fan of returning to the Mystical Archives. I enjoyed it last time we were going through them. I mean, the playmat I have in front of me here is Strategic Command or whatever it is. Very fun. I really enjoy that type of artwork. So definitely want to be doing a box break for this one. I don't think
you're going to have the bangers you had from the last Mystical Archive, though.
No, probably not. But at the same time, we don't have a whole lot revealed. To Matt's point, I also agree that we don't often always see the best cards out the gate. There's, I think, one mythic that they have, two mythics on this list. Lorehold the Historian and Mathemagics, which honestly just kind of hurts my brain to even look at. But there's definitely going to be 40 more, 50 more.
A fairly strong Magic card. Both of them are fairly strong. The Lorehold guy just kind of sucks that he's Boros. Yeah. If he were like any other color combination, it would be better.
Hey, maybe it's, going to be some super cool spell slinger stuff. I mean, instant sorceries in your hand have Miracle too.
Why don't we go through all of them? Can you pull up the whole spoiler list for us here? And we'll just go through it since we're talking about Strixhaven.
I think there's only 5 right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It won't take long to go through it.
The Mathemagics.
Well, there's more if you include the reprints.
Yeah, I don't care about the reprints.
So we've got Mathemagics. Can I go one? No, that's as good as you're getting. Mathemagics XX 2 blue sorcery speed. Target player draws 2 to the X power cards, where 2 to the 0 power equals 1. 2 to the first equals 2, 2 to the second equals 4, 2 to the third equals 8, 2 to the fourth is 16, and so on. I mean,
if you pay 10 mana, you can draw 16 cards. That's pretty good.
Yeah. There's definitely like a breaking point where it is more worthwhile. So, yeah.
I mean, if you're doing a 10 mana effect, I think most people want to see it pretty much end the game.
I see this in decks that can get infinite mana and they want to do the whole Thassa's Oracle and win the game. It is sorcery, which makes it more difficult, I guess.
Yeah, if you have instant mana, this is a way to just deck yourself.
Or somebody else.
Or somebody else, yeah, target player.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
If you have like infinite mana and you have a way to
But if it was if you're gonna do that, why not just do Stroke of Genius? Or Brain Geyser.
Brain Geyser requires to have infinite spells. And infinite mana does nothing with Brain Geyser. That's the one that mills 3 cards per spell cast, right?
No.
What's Brain Geyser? Is it just
Brain Geyser is target player draws X cards. It's blue and an X. I think, or 2 blue and an X.
For me, it's just hey, cool. It's a draw spell. Like it more than replaces itself. So it's not super worthwhile. I mean, what?
It's worthwhile in decks that can make a lot of mana. That's about it. It has more value, more draw value than most decks at a certain point.
So for 6, you can draw 4. For 4, you can draw 2. So it's not, yeah. Like you got to go all in for it.
Has to be more than the X has to be more than 3 for it to start being better value, I think.
So interesting card, but I don't think we'll see it.
So it has to be at least 8 mana to be worth it, is what you're saying.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. It would only be in decks that I could actually have like take advantage of the high cost.
Very Johnny kind of card to me.
There are a couple of commanders that care about X spells, and then there are a couple of commanders that care about high casting cost of spells. Those are the decks that are going to play this. That's about it.
Okay.
It won't just be an auto include into any other deck.
And then we see a little bit of the mystical archives here in a pair of different treatments. We've got the regular traditional mystical archives and then the Japanese version of the mystical archives as well. Same card, but
and again, just like with the previous, I like the Japanese art infinitely better.
I dig the shit out of both of these. That's the thing, is like legitimately either of these cards on screen are better than anything in Spider-Man to me, or anything in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What's the price of stock up now after they announced this?
Was it even an expensive card?
I mean, it's an uncommon from Aether Drift, I think. And it was, I mean, it's still expensive. Okay.
$8
for now. It's $8. I mean, it's an uncommon.
It should be 50 cents.
So the announcement has done very weird things. It was up as high as $13.
Solar God is not a fan of the Japanese art. Oh, interesting.
And you know what? You're absolutely entitled to that opinion, Solar God. I get it.
I think the one on the left looks fine. The one on the right looks boring as hell. It's just a snowy mountain. Woohoo! The one on the left looks
dude walking with some giant scrolls.
Yeah. The one on the left has some nice color to it. I like the wheel has different colors. It looks like it's the different seasons, maybe.
Oh, it's very dynamic. You've even got like the background art of the Pantheon looking stuff, some very Greek style, you know, the sweeping closer vista. Always a fan of the Mystical Archive stuff in both instances. I think there were some incredible Mystical Archive cards in the Japanese treatments that we saw in the previous Strixhaven that had some very meh from the standard Mystical Archive version. And especially with the foiling that they did on some of these, it really pops. Very similar to like the cold foiling treatment where it's done spotty. It's not like fully across the card. It's in a couple of places and it pops. What up, Richie? Yeah, you know, that's a great point. Why do we not ever get some like sweet Mexican art? I want to see some like Cubano stuff on here. Some Aboriginal stuff.
I mean, relationships with the artists is probably a big thing. Maybe there's not as many.
It's probably the second largest TCG market after America, if not before America. Japanese people love this shit.
No comment.
Boom, there you go. And then we've got Lorehold, the Historian. It's a legendary creature that's an elder dragon for 3, a red, and a white. 5/5 flying haste. Okay, cool. Each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle 2. You may cast a card for its miracle cost when you draw it if it's the first card you draw this turn. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you can discard. If you do, draw.
Mr. Coy. Yeah, I mean,
I like the one.
I agree. Boros, I'm not a big red player to begin with. Not really my jam. Boros is even kind of less exciting.
Hey, at least it's not Voltron Boros. You know,
Boros has gotten better, I will say, and this is the kind of direction I'd like it to go.
I would say that Bree out of Lorwyn was pretty tight. I mean, that's a really good effect on her, and I think that Lightning was, obviously some fire.
Yeah,
that's a great point. Ixalan was some very like Mayan Aztec throwback kind of stuff. So yeah, solid there. Question for you guys, and let me know in the comment section. I want to hear your thoughts on this as well, about one of these cards in specific. I've been looking at this, and I'll be honest, I think this is AI art. I don't think a person did this.
I think it looks great.
This looks like something come out of Chat GPT.
I'm not anti-AI, so I couldn't care less whether it's AI art or not. If it looks cool, and that does, cool.
Well, he didn't say it looked bad. He just said it looks AI.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't have that kind of discerning eye because I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with it either way.
If it is AI art, spot on, my friend. It doesn't look like he's got, like 3 arms.
This is the only like weird thing I see. Like this, if you're following down the ridge of his nose between his eyes, you would have like this central horn. Whatever this weird chunk of the top of his face is off. Like this looks weird right here. This triangle of horny flesh, as it were, looks funky. But outside of that, like this is a pretty solid looking piece of artwork. I'm behind it. I just want to
legit, no problem. Even if it is AI art, don't care. Well, look at the other one. Like, is it there in the other one? Has he got weird horniness on? That's even weirder.
This is even weirder. Yeah, it's kind of got that chunk right here. Yep, maybe that's just what Lorehold the historian looks like. He's got a weird face.
Yeah, so some dragons have like kind of like a what is it, bulldog noses or bullpup? Where they have like smushed faces. They're supposed to be like more muscular.
Or he straight up got punched in the face by Ugin.
Maybe. When he was a baby, he just got like knocked in the nose, and then he just grew up with a.
He was
got his nose mushed in.
Popped a nose.
I think it's Swan something or other, not Swanland.
Swanland.
Yeah, you get Swanland.
Yeah, well, that's what I get for typing fast. And then we roll into. Okay,
I really don't like that Soul Ring. There are so many other Soul Rings.
I am so behind this Soul Ring. I think this looks dope as shit.
I would never run this over a large number of other Soul Rings.
I would play that in an Eldrazi
like 500 Soul Rings, though.
Huh?
I would play that in an Eldrazi deck. It's very Eldrazi.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way.
I don't know if it's Eldrazi, isn't it?
Kaizen, and it looks like
it's that card that you play, Matt.
The Wandering Archaic.
Yeah, the Wandering Archaic.
Right? Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I see that. I think that looks dope.
I don't think he's Eldrazi, is he?
Nah, I don't think so.
It's an avatar.
Yeah.
And then
It was from the first one, so it's definitely Wandering Archaic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
But I mean, really other Soul Rings that I think are better looking than that. I love the one from the
SquarePants Soul Ring.
No, I actually don't. I don't. Was there one? I don't play that.
I'm just trolling, but
I like the command tower from it. I love the pineapple under the sea. No, but the one from the Iron Man secret lair, that's the little arc reactor thing from his chest. I think that's
you like that more than this.
Oh, immensely.
Again, like you said, art is such an individual indulgence.
I love the Sonic the Hedgehog Soul Ring. I like all these are ahead of that. The OG Soul Ring, the Sheldon Spellbook Soul Ring. Have you seen that one?
No.
That was pretty sick.
This?
Yeah.
We have some particularly different tastes in art.
True. That doesn't
Okay.
really do anything for me. It's fine, but it doesn't.
I like it far better than this one.
I would like, hey, again,
honestly, what that
one
looks
of those
like
individual
is
things.
it belongs in the 70s cartoon called G-Force.
Or like a tarot card, Art Nouveau. Either way, it looks very different than a lot of cards that we see. But here's the kicker. These are only available. These ones we're seeing here below, these 6 artifacts are only in the codex.
Available in the codex.
Yeah. So they're doing the 5 talisman. So we'll be seeing a very minor reprinting of these. But like Matt said, if I like this artwork so dang much, why don't I just pay somebody to proxy it for me? Yeah, for 50 cents, I'm going to get these cards. God dang right.
I just print them myself nowadays.
Yeah, I get that. I also don't like create as much magic, like content or product. Like, hey, I'm fine not having a whole lot of decks, but you play so much more.
I make a new deck about once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm about to make a new one.
I like that. No,
I
don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Strixhaven. It's not Harry Potter to me. It doesn't feel Harry Potter to me.
I don't want it. Why would I want it to be Harry Potter?
No, so I'm saying that. And whatever it is in Magic doesn't grab me from a lore perspective. They've just never made it captivating enough for me to care.
It's more Spider. It's more Magic than Spider-Man.
Okay, it does feel kind of half-assed. Like,
guess what? Point, they can make more than one shitty set.
There is a guy that made a short about the Universe Beyond and with Spider-Man and with TMNT and how, like, if you actually look at the cards themselves and you compare it to other sets, it has a lot more in common with other sets than you would think. It's a very good short. If I remembered it, I would actually start quoting more stuff from it, but I only watched it once and my brain's terrible. So, but basically, he compares most of those sets to Streets of New Capenna and to Kamigawa, the most recent one.
Neon Dynasty.
Yeah, like both of those sets have a lot of stuff in common, especially creature types and everything. With I
like Neon Dynasty. Not modular. They had a thing where, like, Lion Sash, where it was sometimes an artifact and sometimes a creature.
Reconfigure.
Fun stuff. It was fun.
Yeah,
no, good set. In general, I think it felt kind of rushed. The previous Strixhaven set, that is, it felt a little bit like pushed out the door. My personal thought is it was supposed to be a Harry Potter crossover. Then somebody realized there was all that, like, J.K. Rowling hates transgender people shit, and Magic didn't want any part of that noise, so they just made this stuff up and didn't really get it.
Yeah, it's probably good for the business to not do that. Even though I don't
probably.
I don't know how I feel about that. If somebody is responsible for, like, a very popular IP, but then they come out to be like some terrorist or so whatever, I don't know if I would hate the IP still. Like,
hate the artist, not the music. Isn't that the saying? I'm not a fan of Michael Jackson having kids sleep in his house as an adult, but I really liked Thriller. So I think it's one of those things where, like, Harry Potter was a great series. J.K. Rowling, horrible human being.
I don't think she is. I don't even. I think people misquote her. She doesn't hate transgender people.
No, I never like, she doesn't tip well. She's got, like, a terrible mouth. Like, I just dislike her as a person. I'm not saying anything about her.
Okay, but everybody keeps quoting that she said she hates transgender people, and she never said that. She's just saying that just because you lop off your penis, you're not a woman. I agree.
No, but that's the thing about social zeitgeist is if I get enough people to believe a lie I tell, then it, like, is true enough.
It's not true, though. It's just people being dumb, lowbrow, and ignorant. She didn't say those things. And not that I'm standing up for J.K. Rowling. I could care less than Harry Potter. I like it well enough, but I'm not a big thing. But again, people, just because they say shit out there, especially in the Magic audience, does not make it true.
I like Harry Potter well enough, but I got to say, I was always more of a Hermione man myself. Hey!
You know, it's unfortunate that we live in a culture of people that just
like
want
12.
instant Pop-Tarts, and rather than actually going out and educating themselves on things and being more critical about their own thinking, you know, it's unfortunate. But I mean, I could care less of whether it was Strixhaven or Harry Potter, or people hate J.K. Rowling, or whether she said transphobic things. Here's the problem. Anytime that you disagree with something that people say out there, you're a phobic, you're a Nazi, get out of it. Like,
you gotta use Nazi. That's the go-to word nowadays.
Like, oh my God. Well, it's the same thing with phobic. I have no fear of gay people or transgender people, but I don't think you should be lopping off the penises of 5-year-old children. I don't think they're at the point in their life where they should be making that decision.
Speaking of severances, can you believe that Phil Spencer is leaving Xbox? We're finally covering gaming news. I'm gonna fucking do it, guys. I put this on here too many times. Yeah, so
I think Pat's just trying to switch the conversation. All I was saying is just because I don't agree with those things.
No, I'm just trying to move on. Just because, like, that's so. Anyways, Xbox is like losing its literal soul. So they are switching over to just being like, we're making everything an Xbox. And
I'd
when
rather
they
you
say
cankle
that,
me.
they mean that they want it to be a Steam Lite sort of platform. So all of the previously Xbox exclusive stuff is now going on to PC and onto PlayStation, but PlayStation has just recently announced that they are rescinding that reciprocity so that they are not putting out some of their PlayStation exclusives even onto the fucking PC. So yeah, you can play Halo on a PlayStation, but you're not going to play that new Ghost of Yote, that new Ghost of Tsushima one. Yeah, you're not going to play that anywhere except on a PS5. And that's an interesting market move, especially with like the two heads of Xbox stepping down, both Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond. Now the person in charge of Xbox is going to be an AI specialist. Yeah, shit's going off the rails as far as all that's concerned. Yeah, Gears is on PlayStation now.
Gears is a pretty good game.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, they did great putting Helldivers 2 onto the PC. It was an incredible move, solid stuff for Sony there, but they're going to win the console wars coming up. Absolute destruction in the handheld marketplace. There's no reason to buy anything Xbox themed for a handheld. You can play all of it on a Steam Deck. Just get an OLED Steam Deck. Jeez Louise.
You think there's going to be a console war?
Oh, so there's definitely going to be like Xbox has announced that they are going to do another console for 2028 if it doesn't come out in 27, but it's going to be like a PC. You can play some Xbox games, none of their legacy stuff, and then it's just going to be all their marketplace.
Oh, I just feel like consoles are dying. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you ever want a console? I just still don't understand why people do this.
I think it's probably just legacy media. We're running long in the tooth here. If you want to hear more from us, including not just this topic, TCGs, maybe some of our personal lives, you'll just have to become a channel member so you get extra access, like the stream we've got coming up right after this.
Be a member.
Whoop, whoop.
Do it now.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.